Hello and welcome back to Steve's Sermon Shorts. I'm glad that you're joining me today, and just want to kind of keep you up to speed about something that was going on in my life this week. I had a friend of mine who was emailing me about questions they had in the scriptures, and it was really neat. It was a good conversation. We were able to really delve down and to look into some things, and really made me, as a pastor, say, okay, how am I going to, respond? How would I respond to this question if somebody gave it to me face to face? And it was such a neat thing because I think that I grew, and I think the person on the other end of that email grew as well. But the thing that was interesting to me is the fact that they were bringing that question forward. Because a lot of times I think as Christians, people have a hard time with their questions of faith. Because sometimes they may think it's disingenuous, or they may think that, this is going to show that I don't have real faith or something. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. I think that God wants us to, when we have these questions, to go get that answer, to seek his answer so that we will not be confused, that we will not be having our faith hindered because we have this question that we feel like we shouldn't answer, we shouldn't ask. The thing that I think sometimes happens is we're afraid that something's going to, we're going to get this answer and it's going to make our faith crumble. When the exact opposite is true. It'll strengthen our faith. It'll keep us going forward because we'll know that God's answers are going to be sufficient. I think one of the problems we have is that people think that it shows a lack of faith. I would say to you, I think it shows more faith. When you say, you know what, I have a question and I'm going to go get that answer. In Matthew 7:7, it says this, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be opened to you. Now, we know God's talking about salvation and having that deeper understanding of him, but I think this goes along with the same lines. God wants us to ask because he wants to give us those answers. He wants to show us the deeper understanding of who he is. Now, one caveat I will give to you is this, though. If you have a question and then you get the answer and you don't like the answer, respond in faith. Because many times I've had people in my life who they ask a certain question, we gave them the answer that is scriptural, and they don't like the answer. You see, we need to respond in faith, even when the answer may not be what we want it to be. When the answer is something that we don't like, we still respond in faith, knowing that God's way is the best way. So the thing I would say to you and leave you with is this. If you have questions, go get those answers. God is waiting. God's not scared of your question. God wants to reveal himself to you. So never be afraid of asking a question that's on your heart, because if it's on your heart, then God wants to answer it. All right? Well, I hope you'll see this and just take this to heart, and that you'll seek the answers to those questions that you might have. All right? See you next week.